What is up, people of the multiverse? Welcome back to a brand new Crisis on Infinite Earths video. Now, this is for the trailer of part 2, which will be coming January 14th, which is a 2-hour finale. And yes, this is another Crisis video. There's been quite a few recently. I'm a little bit late with this one, but I've got quite a few thoughts about it, so I wanted to still get it out and have a good discussion. And I also want to hear your thoughts, as usual, in the comments down below. But before I go on and talk about all of the details and what I think will be happening in the 2-hour finale, let's go ahead and play that trailer.
Where am I?
You're in the Speed Force, Barry.
Oliver. The Anti-Monitor is at the dawn of time. He's extremely powerful. The 8 of us might not be enough.
Oh my god.
Crisis on Infinite Earths. The CW's crossover event concludes January 14th.
So as usual, guys, a very quick tease, but some really cool moments, especially one tease to do with a certain speedster, a certain villainous speedster, which I really want to talk about. But just a quick plug, by the way, guys, if you haven't seen my latest video, which is actually responding to your thoughts on Crisis on Infinite Earths, I'll leave that in the cards above, and it'll probably be on one of the end cards of this video. I literally go through my video reviews of part 1, part 2, part 3 of Crisis, read through what you guys thought of each part of Crisis, and just kind of respond to it. So it's quite a long video, but you can kind of tune in, tune out whenever. It's just like a whole kind of breakdown, I guess, of everyone's thoughts. It's quite an interesting one, so do go check that out if you haven't done so already. But other than that, guys, like this video if you do go on to enjoy it. Let me know your thoughts. I really do love reading them down in the comments below, so let me know your thoughts on my thoughts and any speculation you have. And of course, subscribe so you never miss out on a future video. Oh yeah, and if you guys want to speculate about Crisis with me personally, definitely join my Discord server. The link to that server will be in the top pinned comment in the comment section down below. So at the very beginning of the trailer, and what I usually do now, guys, so you can see it, is I play it very slow. So if you think it's lagging or something like that, it's not. I've just slowed it down so much so we can try and get as much details out of this as we can. And so we see our favorite speedster Barry Allen getting sent flying through these pipes, I guess. I don't know if they're insulated pipes. Who knows what pipes they are? I don't know if this is the vanishing point. I guess it might be, and we'll get back to that a little bit later in this breakdown. But we see Barry get sent flying. I'm guessing he may be knocked out, because that is what leads to Barry asking, "Where am I?" And we see none other than Oliver Queen saying, "You're in the Speed Force, Barry." So what I'm wondering is that it would just be super interesting to know if this is Oliver Queen in Spectre mode. But then again, you know, we usually do have the Speed Force kind of aliens who appear to Barry in certain kind of representations, such as his mother and various other people. So then again, it could be them, but I think the most appropriate thing would be to bring Oliver to Barry's attention, whether that's in the Speed Force or not, which this scene is, and they kind of, you know, he sparks his hope for still defeating the Anti-Monitor. And, you know, there's a couple more scenes in this trailer, just like where we see everyone lined up here looking at something. They all kind of look concerned, kind of freaked out, surprised. The last thing they knew was from Mia and John Constantine saying that he didn't want to come back with us when they tried to get his soul back. That could be very well why they're looking so surprised here, looking at Oliver. It just looks right. I mean, let me know if you think this is them all looking at Oliver. But notice how we see Ryan Choi here with a beard. Now, since there is a month break until we can finally watch this 2-hour finale, there's also a month in the actual vanishing point, which is why we see Ryan Choi with that beard. But, you know, what kind of made me laugh about this is that, fair enough, they've shown a little bit of time elapsing with, you know, some facial hair growing there, but, like, what about the other male paragons? Like, did Barry just have a shaver and kind of hid it from Lex and Ryan? I don't know. Like, he seems fairly clean shaven there. Does anyone wonder about these questions, or is it just me? Anyway, moving swiftly onwards, we can hear Oliver talking about, you know, the Anti-Monitor being at the dawn of time, which would lead to the scenes we've seen in multiple promos, and I trust that I'm showing them on screen if I still have them handy, doing their iteration of the Battle of the Dawn of Time. Now, it's going to be interesting, regardless, to see how this pans out, just considering how different this will be from the comics, you know, with how, obviously, the adaptation already has been fairly different with their own little twist on the super traditionalist canon. I mean, I don't really see how all of these paragons within itself will kill the Anti-Monitor and defeat him, who has just become insanely powerful after successfully wiping out the Infinite Earths. However, this is probably where the Spectre, Oliver Queen, will likely come in, giving us, or at least, you know, in my opinion, and, you know, I've read this with a lot of other people as well, and I go into it a little bit more in depth in my breakdown videos post-Crisis, and also in my reviews of the end of part 1, give us that kind of fulfilling Oliver Queen moment in this crossover that I've kind of been waiting for, and quite a lot of other people. Not putting down that moment. I did feel emotional in that moment, but you know, he's back now, and I'm guessing the Arrowverse are going to pull much more of a bigger tribute to the just, you know, Shadow Demon battle cry scene, which was awesome, but then cut to, oh, he's on the table. Like, I want more of a oomph moment, and you know, I'm sure Crisis will give us that, especially with him in the actual Spectre kind of mode. And I keep saying Spectre mode, but you know what I mean. Like, he's basically adopted the mantle of the Spectre now. He'll be pulling out some surprises, packing some punches to the Anti-Monitor, and I think this moment that you're actually seeing on screen right here, I'm playing it very slowly, could be the very moment Oliver turns up in the robes in those scenes where all the heroes are battling, and the Anti-Monitor is there, and Oliver is just flexing like, you know, I'm coming at you. I'm coming at you to finish this. And probably Oliver is the only one who could do that. Just, you know, realistically, you know, I love all the other characters, but what's Sarah Lance gonna do? What's Batwoman gonna do? What's Lex Luthor gonna do? You know, a speedster, fair enough, he could do a few things, but like, you know, this is the Anti-Monitor who just wiped out Infinite Earths, has a whole bunch of antimatter juice in his system now, more powerful than ever. Like, we need somebody like Oliver the Spectre. And to be honest, he's their only hope, which, you know, makes sense with the Battle of the Dawn of Time. But as I briefly teased a second ago, as I've covered in other videos, there's plenty of promos showing this battle in all kinds of angles, with the Paragons charging in, fighting nothing in air. It kind of seemed like the effects weren't done at this point of when they were releasing the promos, probably of when the Shadow Demons were appearing. I mean, you could see Batwoman kicking mid-air, just looking badass, like making sure she defeats those air particles amongst the other heroes. But really, you know, I am still looking forward to this moment. It looks like it's going to be the ultimate kind of moment in the finale, especially when we get that little tease of the robes that I just mentioned. But also, we have to remember in the other promos that I'm talking about right now, is that the beardless Monitor was also there as well, which is likely where we will see the origin of the Monitor and the Anti-Monitor. This has already been teased in the crossover. I didn't speak about it so much in my reviews, but we had that moment with Lois just before Superman came in, really frustrated. Brandon Routh's Superman, we had the Monitor talking about his family and how he kind of regrets a little bit, how he really cared about them. And I think it's just going to be so awesome if we get a little bit more in depth with that, especially with the lore we've kind of been given just before Marnovu died, and he called the Anti-Monitor Mobius, and he's like, I should never have allowed your creation, kind of thing. So yeah, I really want to get into the grit of all of that. I think that's the kind of stuff I really geek out on. But guys, a lot of people have been wondering about the Reverse Flash, and you know, I'm guessing you've already seen this trailer and you already know about this, but this definitely made me excited because I've wanted to see the Reverse Flash. Naturally, for a lot of us, you know, whether it's Tom Cavanaugh or Matt Letcher's Reverse Flash, we're big fans of him, right? And we want to see him in Crisis, and this trailer teased a split second of the Reverse Flash running. I don't know if this is reused footage. I kind of recognize it, but at the same time it might not be, but either way, like, I'm really excited. I mean, as we know from the original article, he leads an army of shadow demons. I'm guessing that article has changed over the years in terms, I mean, it has, but I don't know specifically in terms of that. I'm just looking forward to see what they actually do with the Reverse Flash, and at least we know we're getting him. I hope it's not like a 2-minute role and like Barry just like beats him, and like, you know, he's the one who takes care of him maybe in the Battle of the Dawn of Time if the Reverse Flash randomly pops in there. We're honestly just gonna have to wait and see, but I would love to know your thoughts down in the comments below as to what role you think he will play in this 2-hour finale. I'm kind of fearing that it won't be much of a big one, just considering how it's been left to last minute, but then again, this is a 2-hour finale, and they could pack a surprise punch and some cool fan service there on top of everything else we're getting to really, you know, go out with a massive bang in this finale. I mean, it would be pretty cool if he actually leads the Shadow Demons for all of the heroes to fight in this battle that we're seeing on screen here. I mean, we see all these heroes look up at the sky here, and they could be looking up at this moment, and it could very well be this moment, but either way, we do know that there's a battle going on here, and it could be really cool if the Reverse Flash was running around as well. But once again, I'm looking at this lineup, and I'm just kind of wishing that this Lex Luthor face was Brandon Routh's Superman. That would have been so good, but no. I mean, I know a lot of you are Lex fans, but hey, I really want the Brandon Routh Superman there. But that was the trailer, guys. I know there wasn't too much to go over. Still wanted to give my thoughts on it. Looking forward to seeing the Spectre show up and Oliver actually getting a very insanely powerful moment. Hopefully, where he kicks the Anti-Monitor's ass in a way that he really underestimated him, and everyone else has a chance to shine as well. And I just hope that they've been saving like the really prestigious scope of this crossover for the last 2 episodes. I'm not saying that the first 3 haven't been decent. I just feel like it's been lacking a little bit of that grand scope of Crisis. And I know this is on the CW. I'm not negating that, you know, they can only do a certain extent. A lot of people compare it to that of the MCU and Infinity. You can't really do that. They're 2 different ballparks. But I'm just saying, I think they can do a bigger scope, and I think they will do that considering, you know, the Battle of the Dawn of Time in this last 2-hour finale. So yeah, hope you liked this video, guys. If you did, remember to leave a like on it. It only takes a second of your time. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this as well. We'd love to talk to you back and forth down in the comments below. But on top of that, in my Discord server, which the link to that will be in the pinned comment, it should be at the top of the comment section. Click on that, you will join the server. But other than that, everyone, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. And I guess I will see you in the next Crisis. Goodbye.